You won't believe what's happening behind the glittering curtains of Hollywood. Fans are in absolute shock as shocking new reports reveal that pop superstar Ariana Grande is allegedly being monitored by none other than Cynthia Erivo. Yes, you heard that right, Cynthia, known for her award-winning performances, is said to be keeping a close, some say obsessive, eye on Ariana's every move. Sources claim that what started as a friendly collaboration has spiraled into a controlling, tense, and emotionally charged relationship that has left both stars and their inner circles on edge. Emotions are running high as whispers of heated arguments, secret confrontations, and manipulative behaviors flood social media. Friends of Ariana are reportedly worried, saying that Cynthia's influence is starting to take a toll on Ariana's freedom and happiness. Meanwhile, fans have taken to Twitter and Instagram, demanding answers and expressing outrage at what they see as an unhealthy dynamic. Could this be a case of love gone wrong? Or is it something much darker, an intense power struggle that could shake the music and entertainment world to its core? Stay tuned, because in today's story, nothing is as it seems, and every revelation will leave you questioning what you thought you knew about these two stars. The tension had been simmering for weeks, but nobody outside the inner circle truly understood the depth of the storm brewing between Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. What began as a casual friendship during a late-night recording session quickly morphed into something much more intense, and insiders say it was Cynthia who began taking control. According to sources close to the situation, Cynthia would insist on reviewing Ariana's daily schedules, often questioning her about meetings, photo shoots, and even personal dinners with friends. One close friend of Ariana, who asked to remain anonymous, described the dynamic as suffocating, like she couldn't breathe without someone else's permission. The drama first made waves when Ariana's fans noticed subtle changes in her social media posts. Captions became more guarded, smiles less frequent, and a certain tension seemed to shadow every appearance. Fans were quick to notice, commenting on threads like, "What's going on with Ariana? She looks so stressed, and Cynthia seems too controlling. This doesn't look healthy at all." Social media erupted as speculations grew, and soon enough, tabloids jumped on the story, claiming that Cynthia had an unusual obsession with Ariana's every move. The relationship, insiders say, escalated dramatically during a private studio session in Los Angeles. The two had been working on a new track, a collaboration that was supposed to be fun and creatively liberating. But according to eyewitnesses, emotions ran high almost immediately. Ariana wanted to try a new melody, but Cynthia insisted on sticking to her own vision, said a studio assistant. There was shouting, and at one point, Ariana stormed out of the room. The altercation didn't end there. Sources claim that Cynthia followed Ariana into the hallway, allegedly cornering her and demanding she apologize. Ariana, normally known for her composure, reportedly broke down in tears, leaving staff and friends stunned by the intensity of the confrontation. Friends and family, who had initially supported Ariana's partnership with Cynthia, soon found themselves in a difficult position. Some were worried about Ariana's mental health, pointing out that the singer had always been independent and fiercely protective of her personal space. "We started noticing her skipping events she loved," one family member revealed. Things she would normally be excited about. Suddenly she was hesitant or anxious. It was heartbreaking. The family tried to reach out, but insiders say that Cynthia, known for her assertiveness, often intervened, leaving loved ones frustrated and feeling powerless. As the days went on, the situation took on a more public dimension. Paparazzi photos showed Ariana walking into cafes and shops, but always seemingly with Cynthia trailing a few steps behind, scanning the surroundings with an intensity that fans described as eerie. Social media users were quick to point out the dynamics. Some called it protective, while others labeled it obsessive and controlling. The debate ignited entire threads, with emotions running high and opinions sharply divided. Fan communities, which had always celebrated Ariana's independence, were particularly vocal, posting comments like, "This is not friendship, this is manipulation, and Ariana deserves better, she looks trapped." The tension also crept into professional spaces. During a high-profile rehearsal for an upcoming awards show, Insiders say Cynthia allegedly insisted on overseeing every detail of Ariana's performance. Costume choices, song arrangements, even the angle of stage lighting reportedly became points of contention. One crew member recounted, Cynthia was on the stage almost the whole time, critiquing, suggesting changes, and sometimes outright blocking Ariana from making decisions. You could feel the atmosphere in the room, tense, heavy, uncomfortable. Ariana, who is usually collaborative and patient, reportedly expressed frustration to a trusted friend, saying, "I feel like I'm losing myself in all of this. I don't know how to say no." As the rumors grew, Ariana's circle began noticing a pattern of secretive communication. Text messages, calls, and emails between the two stars reportedly became a source of stress. Insiders claim that Cynthia would send repeated messages, sometimes late at night, questioning Ariana's choices and demanding explanations. Friends described the texts as overbearing and relentless, adding that Ariana often ignored them, only to face confrontations later. One close source said she was walking on eggshells. Even a small decision, like meeting a friend for lunch, turned into a negotiation or argument. Tensions reached a breaking point during a private dinner with friends in West Hollywood. According to witnesses, Cynthia allegedly questioned Ariana's decision to invite certain people, arguing that they were bad influences. Emotions ran high, and the confrontation escalated to the point where Ariana reportedly left the table in tears. Friends attempted to mediate, but insiders say Cynthia refused to back down. "It was surreal," one witness recounted. "You could see the conflict in every movement, every word." The family was left divided, and the night ended on a tense, unresolved note. In the midst of all this, the media frenzy intensified. Gossip blogs and entertainment news outlets began speculating about the real story, creating narratives of betrayal, obsession, and manipulation. Fan accounts on Instagram and Twitter shared screenshots of alleged messages, interpreted behaviors, and staged paparazzi photos, feeding a wildfire of speculation. The public discourse became a mix of concern and judgment, with hashtags trending globally. Some fans expressed support for Ariana, while others criticized Cynthia's perceived control. The polarized reactions fueled the drama, turning an already complicated situation into a full-blown spectacle. One of the most shocking developments came when insiders revealed that the argument over the studio session had caused a ripple effect among other collaborators. Producers, songwriters, and backup dancers reportedly felt the tension, some taking sides, others withdrawing entirely. "People were scared to speak up," said a music insider. No one wanted to get caught in the crossfire between them. It was affecting creativity and morale. What should have been a fun, inspiring project turned into a battleground. Sources suggest that Ariana's team started holding emergency meetings, trying to find ways to protect her from what they saw as a suffocating influence. Yet, despite the escalating drama, Ariana and Cynthia appeared publicly as if nothing was wrong. Paparazzi captured photos of them laughing, hugging, and walking together at events, feeding a contradictory narrative. Fans, however, were skeptical. "They look happy in pictures, but it doesn't match the stories we're hearing," one fan tweeted. The discrepancy between public appearances and private behavior only added layers to the speculation, making the situation even more captivating for the media and fan communities alike. Sources also suggest that the personal stakes were higher than anyone realized. Ariana, who had always valued her independence, reportedly began feeling trapped, questioning her own decisions and worrying about her reputation. Cynthia, on the other hand, allegedly saw her involvement as protective, insisting that she only had Ariana's best interests at heart. This clash of perception, insiders say, was at the core of the conflict. One friend commented, "It's not just control, it's a battle of egos, emotions, and trust. Both of them are strong-willed, and neither wants to back down. It's like watching a storm build, and nobody knows when it will hit." After that explosive night in the studio, the tension between Ariana and Cynthia seemed to reach a new level, and insiders say that the next few days were filled with whispers, rumors, and secret confrontations. Ariana, who had always been open and warm with her team, reportedly began pulling away, avoiding group meetings and even skipping casual hangouts. Friends noticed the change immediately. She wasn't herself, one longtime friend admitted. There was a heaviness in her voice, a hesitance in her step. It was like she was carrying a weight she couldn't share with anyone. Meanwhile, Cynthia allegedly doubled down on her presence, insisting on accompanying Ariana to every appointment, rehearsal, and even some personal events. Sources claim that at one point, Ariana's manager tried to intervene, suggesting that Cynthia give Ariana some space, but Cynthia allegedly replied with a cold, firm tone, "She doesn't need space. She needs guidance." Insiders described the remark as shocking, noting that it created a divide between Ariana's professional team and Cynthia, with some staff quietly taking sides while others feared getting involved at all. The drama didn't stay private for long. Paparazzi caught moments that fans interpreted as tense and controlling. One photo showed Ariana stepping out of a car with a tense expression while Cynthia stood a few steps behind her, scanning the street with a suspicious glare. Fans were quick to react on social media, with some posting comments like, "Ariana looks trapped," and "Cynthia's obsession is scary." The narrative spread like wildfire, prompting entertainment news outlets to speculate on the nature of their relationship. Was this a creative partnership, a personal power struggle, or something darker entirely? The uncertainty only fueled the intrigue. As days passed, insiders report that arguments became more frequent and more intense. During a casual brunch with friends, Cynthia allegedly criticized Ariana's outfit choices, commenting that they were too revealing or not suitable for certain appearances. Ariana, usually confident and playful, reportedly snapped. "I'm not a child," she said, her voice trembling but firm. "I can make my own decisions." The restaurant fell silent as friends watched the confrontation unfold, shocked by the raw emotion and the intensity of the disagreement. Cynthia reportedly responded with a calm but pointed remark, "You'll thank me later." "Trust me." The exchange left everyone at the table uneasy, unsure if the argument had ended or was only beginning. Tensions escalated further during a late-night studio session that was supposed to be a fun collaboration. According to eyewitnesses, Cynthia became upset when Ariana suggested changes to the lyrics, insisting that the original version was better for her image. Emotions ran high, and at one point, Ariana allegedly pushed back, saying, "I know what's best for me, and this is my voice." Sources say the confrontation ended with doors slammed, staff members in tears, and Cynthia leaving the studio with a stern expression, leaving Ariana alone with her frustration. Insiders claimed that the incident sparked serious conversations among Ariana's closest friends and family about how much influence Cynthia was exerting. Fans were quick to pick up on the tension, dissecting videos, social media posts, and interviews for hidden meanings. Some pointed out subtle hand gestures, expressions of discomfort, or the way Ariana sometimes avoided looking at Cynthia during public appearances. Discussions on forums and comment sections grew heated, with emotions running high. Some fans expressed concern for Ariana's well-being, while others debated whether Cynthia was truly controlling or simply being protective. The debate became a global spectacle, with hashtags trending for days and news outlets covering every small detail. Inside Ariana's private circle, the situation became even more complicated. Friends reportedly tried to stage interventions, expressing concern for her mental health and autonomy. One friend allegedly told Ariana, "You deserve to be happy and free." "We're worried about how much influence Cynthia is having." Ariana, caught between loyalty, friendship, and self-preservation, reportedly responded with a mixture of frustration and sadness. "I know, but it's complicated. I don't want to hurt anyone, and I don't want to seem ungrateful." The emotional turmoil reportedly left her exhausted, further heightening the tension between her and Cynthia. As the story continued to unfold, insiders claim that Cynthia allegedly began using more subtle tactics to maintain control. She reportedly commented on Ariana's wardrobe choices, social media posts, and even interactions with friends and collaborators. Some staff members said that Cynthia's influence was pervasive, noting that she seemed to know details about Ariana's schedule that only a close friend or family member would. This created a sense of paranoia among the team, who struggled to navigate a relationship that had shifted from supportive to suffocating. One assistant said, "You felt like you were constantly watching your back because you didn't know what Cynthia would say or do next." The media frenzy only added fuel to the fire. Tabloids speculated on secret confrontations, mysterious text messages, and alleged threats, while fans eagerly dissected every appearance, post, and interview for clues. One particularly viral clip showed Ariana laughing nervously during a red carpet interview, while Cynthia stood a step behind her, arms crossed and expression unreadable. Fans were quick to comment, "Look at her face, she looks trapped," and "Why is Cynthia acting like a guardian instead of a friend?" The clip went viral, generating millions of views and thousands of comments, amplifying the perception that something was deeply wrong. The tension also spilled into the personal sphere. Sources claim that Ariana's family noticed subtle changes in her demeanor, such as increased irritability, withdrawn behavior, and avoidance of events she normally enjoyed. One family member allegedly said, "We could see it in her eyes. She was stressed, worried, and constantly second-guessing herself." It was heartbreaking to watch. Insiders suggest that Cynthia's controlling behavior had created a wedge between Ariana and her support system, leaving her increasingly isolated and dependent on Cynthia's guidance. The situation reportedly became so intense that family members considered reaching out directly to Cynthia, only to be met with polite but firm resistance. Rumors of betrayal began to circulate as well. Some sources claimed that Cynthia had allegedly shared private conversations with industry insiders, creating tension and distrust. Other reports suggested that Cynthia might be influencing Ariana's professional decisions, allegedly pushing her toward projects that suited Cynthia's vision more than Ariana's. The speculation fueled public debate, with fans and media outlets questioning whether Ariana's career was being guided by her own choices or by Cynthia's hidden agenda. Emotions ran high, and even celebrities weighed in, with some expressing concern for Ariana, while others defended Cynthia's intentions. One particularly dramatic twist reportedly occurred during a charity event. According to witnesses, Ariana attempted to speak freely about a personal cause, but Cynthia allegedly interrupted, steering the conversation toward herself and the work they were doing together. Emotions reportedly ran high, and Ariana allegedly whispered to a friend, "I just wanted to talk about this, not make it about us." The friend later said, "You could see the frustration in her eyes." It was painful, but she didn't want to cause a scene. Fans analyzing photos from the event claimed that Ariana's body language suggested discomfort, further igniting discussions about the controlling nature of their relationship. As the saga continued, the public became increasingly obsessed with every interaction between the two stars. Theories about manipulation, loyalty, and power struggles dominated entertainment news. Fans created detailed timelines, analyzing every appearance, tweet, and interview. Some even claimed that Cynthia's influence extended beyond personal matters, suggesting that she had a say in Ariana's collaborations, stylistic choices, and public statements. The speculation created a sense of urgency, leaving fans desperate for answers while the drama escalated behind the scenes. The first whispers of a potential resolution surfaced when insiders claimed that Ariana had begun asserting herself in small, subtle ways. She reportedly started setting boundaries, declining certain meetings, and making independent choices regarding her schedule and creative projects. While Cynthia allegedly resisted at first, sources say that the tension gradually shifted, creating moments of uneasy truce. Yet, insiders emphasize that the underlying conflict was far from resolved. Emotions remained raw, and every interaction carried the weight of weeks of unresolved tension. The drama, it seemed, was only deepening, setting the stage for even more shocking developments in the days to come. The subtle shift in Ariana's behavior did not go unnoticed, and insiders claim that Cynthia allegedly responded with a mix of confusion, frustration, and what some describe as possessiveness. The tension that had been simmering beneath the surface now threatened to boil over completely. During a supposedly private dinner with a few close collaborators, the atmosphere reportedly became electric. Sources say that Cynthia began questioning Ariana about minor decisions, from wardrobe choices to guest lists for future events, and Ariana finally snapped. "I am my own person," she reportedly said, her voice shaking with emotion. "I don't need anyone monitoring every move I make." The room reportedly fell silent, and staff who were present later described the scene as uncomfortably intense, like watching two forces collide. The drama only intensified when a video leaked online showing a heated exchange between the two stars during a studio session. According to insiders, Ariana had suggested a new vocal arrangement for their latest track, and Cynthia allegedly dismissed it outright. The argument reportedly escalated quickly, with voices raised, chairs moving, and a sharp glare exchanged. Cynthia was not used to being challenged, one crew member said. You could feel the tension in the room like static electricity. It was impossible not to notice, and everyone was on edge. Fans quickly picked up on the leaked clip, dissecting every word and gesture, and social media exploded with speculation, theories, and outrage. Meanwhile, family members reportedly began voicing their concerns more openly. One relative allegedly told Ariana, "We're worried about how much influence Cynthia has over you. You seem different. Stressed. Not yourself." Ariana, caught between loyalty to a friend and her own sense of autonomy, reportedly responded with a mix of frustration and guilt. "I know, but it's complicated," she allegedly said. "I don't want to hurt anyone, but I also need to be true to myself." Insiders described the exchange as emblematic of the emotional tug-of-war that had become the hallmark of their relationship: love, loyalty, and manipulation intertwined in a way that left everyone around them bewildered. The public was watching too, and reactions were intense. Fan communities dissected photos, videos, and interviews with microscopic attention to detail. One photo of Ariana leaving a restaurant with a neutral expression, while Cynthia stood behind her with arms crossed, sparked thousands of comments. Fans debated whether Cynthia's presence was protective or controlling, with hashtags trending across multiple platforms. The media, sensing the perfect storm for sensational headlines, amplified every interaction, feeding the frenzy. It was like watching a reality TV drama play out in real life, a gossip columnist said. Fans were shocked, fascinated, and deeply invested, and the narrative kept evolving every day. As the weeks went on, insiders claim that the tension began to spill over into professional collaborations. Producers and songwriters reportedly felt caught in the crossfire, unsure whether to align with Ariana's creative impulses or Cynthia's meticulous oversight. One producer allegedly described the atmosphere as strained, tense, and unpredictable, noting that arguments over lyrics, melodies, and arrangements had become common. Ariana, who had always thrived on collaboration, reportedly expressed frustration, telling a friend, "I feel like I can't make a decision without someone questioning me. I just want to create freely." The friend later said that it was heartbreaking to witness her struggle, caught between professional passion and personal entanglement. The tension escalated dramatically during a public appearance at a major awards show. Sources claim that backstage, Ariana and Cynthia had a private confrontation over the order of performances and the presentation of their collaborative project. Emotions allegedly ran high, with voices raised and tears shed. One insider said, "It was intense. People tried to mediate, but the argument was so private yet so loud that you could feel it from across the room." The energy was electric, uncomfortable, and sad all at once. When they finally appeared on stage, fans noticed subtle signs of discomfort, stiff smiles, minimal interaction, and fleeting glances that spoke volumes about the unresolved tension. Social media reactions to the appearance were immediate and furious. Fans dissected body language, hand positions, and facial expressions, crafting elaborate theories about the power struggle between Ariana and Cynthia. Some expressed concern, saying that Ariana seemed trapped or unhappy, while others defended Cynthia, claiming that she was merely protective. The polarized opinions fueled the fire, creating an online spectacle that seemed to mirror the private drama unfolding behind the scenes. Entertainment outlets capitalized on the frenzy, publishing articles with sensational headlines and framing the narrative as a high-stakes battle of control and influence. According to insiders, the private battles intensified as well. During late-night studio sessions, Cynthia allegedly questioned every artistic decision Ariana made, sometimes criticizing lyrics, melodies, or even her tone of voice. Ariana reportedly began keeping a private notebook, jotting down ideas and feelings, a small act of rebellion and self-preservation. One friend said she needed a way to express herself without fear of judgment or control. It was her private sanctuary in the middle of chaos. These secret acts became a small but crucial outlet for Ariana, allowing her to maintain a sense of autonomy despite the suffocating dynamics surrounding her. The drama took a particularly dramatic turn when insiders claimed that an argument over a promotional interview became explosive. Cynthia allegedly demanded that Ariana answer questions in a specific way, controlling the narrative for public consumption. Ariana reportedly resisted, saying, "I will speak for myself. My words are mine, not yours to shape." Sources say that the confrontation ended with Ariana walking out of the room, leaving Cynthia visibly frustrated but silently fuming. The incident reportedly fueled fans' speculation even further, with social media users debating whether Ariana was finally standing up to Cynthia's influence or if the tension would escalate into a full-blown breakdown. Friends and family, deeply concerned, reportedly tried to stage interventions. One source claimed that a private dinner was arranged to encourage Ariana to assert boundaries and reclaim her independence. Cynthia allegedly attended, and emotions reportedly ran high, with heated exchanges, tears, and accusations. One friend said it was emotional, raw, and chaotic. Everyone was on edge, unsure if it would end peacefully or escalate further. Insiders suggest that the evening ended with no clear resolution, leaving the family divided and worried about what might come next. Additionally, insiders claim that jealousy and suspicion added another layer of complexity. Cynthia allegedly questioned Ariana's interactions with other collaborators and friends, sometimes interpreting innocent actions as threats to her influence. Ariana, aware of the growing scrutiny, reportedly felt trapped, saying to a close friend, "I can't even talk to people without it becoming an issue." It's exhausting. The friend described the situation as heartbreaking, noting that Ariana's usually vibrant energy had been replaced by stress, caution, and emotional strain. The public narrative intensified when photos emerged of Cynthia reportedly whispering into Ariana's ear during a high-profile event, sparking speculation about influence, manipulation, and obsession. Fans dissected body language, interpreting small gestures as signs of control. Entertainment outlets ran stories framing the moment as evidence of a controlling dynamic, while fan communities debated the truth behind the images. The combination of private conflict, public scrutiny, and fan obsession created a perfect storm, leaving everyone invested in the drama glued to every new update. As the saga unfolded, insiders claim that Ariana began to push back more forcefully, asserting boundaries in small but noticeable ways. She reportedly started making independent decisions about collaborations, social media posts, and event appearances. Cynthia allegedly resisted, expressing frustration and disappointment, which only fueled further tension. One insider said it was a battle of wills. Ariana wanted freedom and autonomy, Cynthia wanted control and influence. The emotional stakes were through the roof. The stage was set for an even more dramatic climax, with fans eagerly awaiting the next twist in the story, unsure of who would emerge victorious or what fallout might follow. The tension that had been simmering for weeks finally reached a boiling point. Insiders claim that Ariana, emboldened by small victories in asserting her independence, confronted Cynthia during a private studio session that had been scheduled to finalize their collaborative track. According to eyewitnesses, the conversation quickly turned heated. "I can't keep doing this," Ariana allegedly said, her voice trembling but firm. "I need to make my own choices, my own mistakes, my own art. I love you, but this is too much." Cynthia, reportedly stunned by the sudden confrontation, initially tried to assert her authority, reminding Ariana of the guidance she had provided. But Ariana's resolve was unshakable. Guidance doesn't mean control, she replied sharply, her eyes flashing with determination. I am not yours to monitor. The emotional confrontation reportedly drew the attention of the studio staff, who later described the scene as intense, almost cinematic. One crew member said, "You could feel the electricity in the air." It was raw, emotional, and real. Both of them were passionate, but in completely different ways. The room was tense, and no one knew what would happen next. Fans, who had been following the saga online, erupted in speculation when the leaked reports surfaced. Some celebrated Ariana's courage in standing up, while others debated whether Cynthia's influence had ever been entirely negative. Social media threads exploded with comments, theories, and emotional reactions, amplifying the story into a global spectacle. Insiders also revealed that this confrontation prompted a series of private talks among Ariana's closest friends and family. They reportedly discussed strategies to help her regain autonomy and rebuild confidence, as they were concerned that the emotional strain had taken a toll on her well-being. One family member allegedly said, "We just wanted to make sure she felt supported and empowered." Cynthia's influence had grown so strong that she needed a safe space to express herself without judgment. Ariana, determined yet vulnerable, reportedly welcomed their support but remained cautious about public appearances, knowing that every interaction was now being scrutinized. In a surprising twist, insiders claim that Cynthia, despite her initial resistance, began showing signs of self-reflection. After witnessing Ariana's unwavering stance, she reportedly paused and considered the consequences of her actions. One close source said, Cynthia started realizing that her intentions, while maybe protective, had crossed a line. She saw the pain and stress it caused Ariana, and for the first time, she seemed genuinely conflicted. This unexpected moment of introspection, however, did not immediately resolve the conflict. The emotional history, the public scrutiny, and the intensity of their personalities meant that reconciliation was far from simple. The situation grew even more complicated when rumors of outside involvement emerged. Sources claim that industry insiders, producers, and even other celebrities attempted to mediate behind the scenes. Some offered advice to Ariana, encouraging her to prioritize her own creativity and mental health, while others tried to reason with Cynthia, suggesting that she ease her control. According to insiders, these attempts had mixed results. It was like watching two worlds collide, one source said. Everyone had opinions, and no one wanted to pick a side publicly, but the tension was palpable. It was a delicate balancing act, and one wrong word could ignite another confrontation. Amid this chaos, the public remained intensely invested. Fans dissected interviews, red carpet appearances, and social media posts for signs of resolution or continued conflict. One particularly viral clip showed Ariana smiling slightly but looking tense while Cynthia hovered nearby during an award ceremony. Fans immediately speculated, was this a moment of reconciliation or a subtle reminder of Cynthia's lingering control? Comments poured in, ranging from praise for Ariana's courage to criticism of Cynthia's actions. Entertainment outlets capitalized on every detail, framing the story as a battle between personal freedom and controlling influence, with drama and betrayal at every turn. The personal stakes escalated further when insiders claimed that a private argument over a promotional campaign became explosive. Reportedly, Ariana had expressed a desire to make creative choices independently, but Cynthia allegedly resisted, insisting on oversight and control. Emotions ran high, voices were raised, and tears were shed. One eyewitness said it was intense. You could feel every emotion, anger, frustration, fear, love intertwined in the room. It was like watching two powerful forces clash, each unwilling to back down. The incident reportedly left both stars emotionally drained, yet the conflict also seemed to solidify Ariana's determination to reclaim her autonomy. Fans and social media communities, already deeply invested, reacted with shock and support. Hashtags praising Ariana for standing up to control trended across multiple platforms, while others criticized Cynthia, labeling her behavior as obsessive and manipulative. The polarized reaction fueled the drama, making it nearly impossible for either star to act privately without fan scrutiny. Insiders noted that the intense public attention added another layer of complexity, making reconciliation or resolution even more delicate and precarious. In the days that followed, insiders claim that Cynthia allegedly attempted to make amends, reaching out to Ariana privately to acknowledge her behavior. Sources suggest that the conversation was emotional, with Cynthia reportedly admitting, "I see now that I overstepped. My intention was to guide, but I realize it felt like control. I'm sorry." Ariana, while reportedly skeptical at first, is said to have responded with grace, acknowledging the apology but asserting her need for boundaries. "Thank you," she allegedly said. "But I need space and independence. That's how I can be my best self." The moment marked a turning point, with both stars navigating a fragile truce while still processing weeks of emotional turmoil. The professional impact of the saga also became apparent. Collaborators, producers, and industry insiders reportedly adjusted their expectations and workflows to accommodate Ariana's renewed sense of independence. One producer said, "We could see the difference immediately. She was more confident, more decisive, and more at ease. It was like watching her reclaim her space." Cynthia, according to insiders, remained involved but with a more measured approach, respecting boundaries and focusing on collaboration rather than control. The shift, though gradual, seemed to restore some balance to their professional relationship, at least temporarily. Despite these attempts at resolution, new twists continued to emerge. Insiders claim that leaked messages and screenshots surfaced online, showing past conflicts and arguments between the two stars. Fans quickly dissected the content, debating the severity of the control, the intentions behind actions, and the overall narrative. Emotions ran high, and discussions often became heated, reflecting the intense public fascination with the unfolding drama. The leaks reignited debates about privacy, personal autonomy, and the nature of celebrity relationships, keeping the story alive and continuously evolving. Additionally, sources suggest that family dynamics played a crucial role in the ongoing drama. Ariana's loved ones reportedly continued to provide support, emphasizing emotional well-being and independence. One family member allegedly said, "We just want her to be happy and healthy. Nothing else matters." The presence of supportive friends and family reportedly helped Ariana navigate the difficult moments, giving her the strength to maintain her boundaries even when the public and professional pressures were overwhelming. It was, insiders noted, a critical factor in her gradual empowerment and recovery. As the weeks turned into months, insiders claim that the relationship between Ariana and Cynthia stabilized somewhat, though the scars of prior conflicts remained. The emotional roller coaster, the public scrutiny, and the intense confrontations left a lasting impact on both stars. One friend described it as a storm that passed, but left behind memories and lessons. Both of them grew, changed, and learned from the experience. Fans continued to follow updates, some hopeful for reconciliation, others skeptical, but all captivated by the drama, the twists, and the human emotions that had played out so publicly. Finally, insiders say that the saga reached a tentative conclusion when Ariana publicly addressed the situation in a heartfelt social media post, thanking her fans, friends, and family for support, and acknowledging the complexities of personal relationships in the spotlight. While Cynthia remained part of her professional life, the tone shifted toward mutual respect, boundaries, and collaboration rather than control. Yet, the lingering questions, emotional scars, and fan speculation ensured that the story would continue to captivate the public imagination, leaving room for future updates, surprises, and perhaps even more drama down the line. And there you have it, the full story behind the shocking saga between Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. What started as a promising collaboration quickly spiraled into a tangled web of emotions, control, and conflict, leaving fans worldwide on the edge of their seats. From heated studio arguments to leaked messages, tense public appearances, and emotional confrontations, the drama captivated not just the music industry, but the hearts and minds of fans everywhere. Insiders reveal that while a tentative truce has been reached, the emotional scars and questions about boundaries, trust, and influence remain very real. Will Ariana fully reclaim her independence? Can Cynthia truly let go of her controlling tendencies? The public may never know the full story, but one thing is certain: this saga will be remembered as one of the most intense celebrity dynamics in recent history. Now it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think about Ariana and Cynthia's relationship? Do you believe Cynthia's actions were protective or obsessive? Do you think Ariana handled the situation the right way? We want to hear your opinions, theories, and reactions in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive into the drama, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss the latest celebrity updates, shocking revelations, and exclusive stories. Turn on notifications to stay ahead of every twist and turn in the lives of your favorite stars. The world of celebrity drama is always unpredictable, and with your support, we'll bring you the most sensational, jaw-dropping stories as they unfold. So join the conversation, share your thoughts, and stay tuned, because in Hollywood, the drama never really ends.